ओके, आपलं लेक्चर लाईव्ह चाललंय युट्यूबला. मॅक्झिमम जे मुलं असतील आता 60-70 आलेले आहे, 60-70 जण. ओके, बाकीच्यांना युट्यूबला लिंक देण्यात येईल, त्यांनी युट्यूबला बघू शकता. ओके, ओके, तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना स्क्रीन विजिबल आहे. ओके, so up to exercise number 4 we have completed exercise number 3. Okay, in AGRO-3611. Okay, practical production technology of Rabi crops. Okay, exercise number 4 we studied a different study of physical properties, chemical property of soil, allotment of the different plot to the student. Okay, if you are at college, okay, we will allot you a specific crop for planting the Rabi crops. Okay, so if you are at your home, you can take just info about that the exercise. Okay, you cannot follow in a practical. Okay, if you have in your own land, in your home, okay, so you can just find out these properties: soil structure. Okay, what is soil structure? Texture, absolute particle density. Okay, bulk density, pore space, soil color, soil water, soil concentrate, soil temperature. You can also identify your home space. Okay, so what are different objective of this exercise? Okay, to know the physical property of soil, to know the chemical property of soil. Okay, to know the different properties of soil. Okay, we perform this exercise number 4. So about introduction, soil is defined as a natural body developed as a result of pedogenic processes that takes place during the after or within the rocks in which plants and other forms of life are able to grow. Okay, everyone knows that what is soil. Okay, it is soil natural and dynamic body. Okay, developed by the different pedogenic processes. Okay, soil forming processes. Okay, due to the effect of weathering, due to the effect of high temperature, due to the effect of heavy rainfall. Okay, soil has its form, and this soil in which plants and other forms of life can be able to grow. Okay, soil support the life of the plant and other life in the soil also. Okay, that is microorganisms. Okay, so we call this soil is a living body. Okay, so there are different kinds of soil. Everyone knows that you have already learned in the first semester or in the second semester in the soil science subject. Okay, so soil is a consist of mineral matter, organic matter, water, air and gases and organisms. Okay, so soil is obtained or soil is consist of all about 45% of mineral matter. Okay, mineral matter means what? It is containing soil, rocks, minerals. Okay, all the obtained of disintegration and decomposition of rocks, minerals. Okay, nutrients, all the mineral matter. Okay, solid matter. Okay, it is near about is 45% in the soil. And organic matter. Okay, what is organic matter? You know that the decay of plants, residue, animal remains in the microbial tissue. Okay, it is known as organic matter containing carbon element in that organic matter. It is about 5% present in the soil. And about water and air and or gases, near about they are in equal proportion in the soil. Okay, there is a exchange of gases between the soil and atmospheric pressure. Okay, availability of water will determine the capacity or determine the portion of the air or gases in the soil. Okay, near about 20-30%. Okay, there is a equal portion of air and water. Okay, then obtained from the atmosphere in the form of rains, snow and dew. What is obtained from the atmosphere as a form of rains, snow, dew, and air as oxygen. Okay, obtained partially from the atmosphere and partially as a result of reaction and molecular activities of the soil takes place in the soil. Okay, then organisms, there are two types, micro and macro. Macro means they're in large size. Okay, we can see by our naked eyes. Okay, rodents, worms, insect in the soil. Okay, this can be seen by our naked eyes. It's called microorganisms. And micro, having in minute size. Okay, we cannot see in our naked eyes. We have to see in your under microscope. That is like bacteria, fungi, mycoplasma, virus, nematodes. Okay, these are all the soil organisms. Okay, in the soil organ there is a microfauna and fauna. Okay, fauna and fauna means there is some are some plants and some other animals. Okay. Then first are the physical properties of soil. Okay, what are different physical properties of soil? There is texture, okay, structure, absolute particle gravity, or absolute particle density, bulk density, soil water, soil consistency, soil temperature, soil color, or pore space. These also are the different physical properties of soil. Okay, a study of different physical properties of soil is known as soil physics. Okay, so physical properties depend on the primarily on the amount, size, shape, and arrangement of the mineral and soil properties. The importance of physical properties are as under. Okay, so first is the texture. What is texture? It refers the relative amount of soil particles with sand, silt, and clay that are present in the soil. The knowledge of this attribute helps also in obtaining indirect benefits in terms of determining water relations or water retention and transmission properties of soil, in evaluating the structural condition and permeability, workability, and erodibility through the wind and water. The particle size distribution soil may be determined by the intensity paper method in 1900 given by the Bicons or hydrometer method. Okay, texture means what? Just like a texture. If you go in your field soil, you just put soil in your hand, you will feel the some texture. Okay, if it is clay nature, if it is a sand is there, or it is silt is there, you can by understand what you feel. Okay, if you keep that soil in your hand or you place and if you rub that soil, you will feel that the different particles inside. Okay, what are the particles? Silt and silt clay. Okay, so relative proportion of this particle, it is mean that texture. Okay, we will define by the hand. Okay, we will just define our soil is either salty, okay, silty, clay, or sandy soil. We can just identify by the filling method. Okay, if you are scientific or a laboratory method, if you are determine the laboratory method, there is a interest paper method and one is a hydro method to determine the texture of the soil. Okay, then regarding structure, the arrangement of different individual soil particles distributed to their arrangement into the pattern is called a soil structure. Okay, how the structure is defined, how the this particles, clay particles or soil particles are arranged in a particular manner. It is known as soil texture. Okay, so soil structure can be changed by avoiding or adapting the various soil management practices like tillage, manuring, crop protection, irrigation, drainage. Okay, consider or understand that soil texture universally cannot be changed. Okay, but soil structure can be improved with the following practices like as tillage, manuring, crop rotation, irrigation, drainage. Okay, by these practices can we change this soil structure, but structure cannot be changed. Okay, the types of soil structure are platy, columnar, prismatic, blocky, crumbly, granular. These types are also studied in theory lectures of soil science first semester. Okay, I'm not just repeating, just I'm elaborating. Okay, for example, for platy, columnar, platy, prismatic. Okay, for high production or for agriculture importance, there is blocky, crumbly, or granular. These two structure are very important. Okay. For determination of soil structure, there is a Yoder technique developed by the scientist Yoder in 1936. It's followed. Okay. Then absolute particle density. It is known as true density. Okay. Or particle density. Particle density or the density is given by the by mass upon unit. Okay, mass upon per unit of volume. It is known as density. So particle density is known as mass of soil per unit of volume of soil clods. It is an expression in metric soil varies from 2000 okay, 2.60 to 2.7 gram per centimeter cube. It is known as absolute particle density. The knowledge of particle density is important in volume relationship of the soil, with porosity, bulk density, and void ratio. Particle density determination is based on the measurement of weight of the soil and their volume. Okay, excluding the pore spaces. Okay, excluding the pore space आपण ते म्हणू शकतो pore space मध्ये काउंट करतात फक्त पूर्ण सॉलिड पूर्ण काउंट करत नाही म्हणून त्याला म्हणतात ऍब्सोल्यूट पार्टिकल डेन्सिटी. Okay, this method is used by the for picometer meter can be effectively used for the particle density, and for apparent specific gravity is known as bulk density. Soil bulk density defined as the overdrive weight of the soil per unit bulk of volume. The volume bulk of volume comprises the volume of soil or a pore space. The bulk density of soil is required to be known for determining the degree of compactness. Calculate the soil pore space as an indicator of actions or aeration sectors of the soil. The bulk density of undisturbed soil is determined by the tube core method, and that of the disturbed soil by the clod method. You have already done in your practical regarding soil sciences. Okay. Low specific gravity or low bulk density is beneficial, and high particle density is beneficial for the agricultural importance or maximum crop production. Okay. So the range between the for particle density is about 2.6 to 2.75, and it is for bulk density it is 1.33. Okay. Then pore space or porosity, space between the soil particles or pores available in the soil particles in the soil which occurred by the air or water, it is termed as pore space. There are two types. First is microspore and second is micropores. Okay, micropores is known as non-capillary pores because they are in large in size. Okay, it refers to pore space between the aggregate of soil particles. Okay, and there is micro. Okay, M-I-C-R-O. There is a spelling mistake. It is known as capillary pores. Okay, it refers to pore spaces between the individual particles of aggregates. Study of soil having lower space. Okay, 30 to 40%. Clay soil having more pore space. Okay, 50 to 60%. Okay, more capillary pore space is beneficial for the agriculture point of view. Okay, then soil color. Soil having various shades like black, yellow, red, and gray color. Some soils are named after the dominant colors, like black cotton soil, red loam soil. Okay, the various shades of soil colors determine the will the health of standard color chart given by the Munsell. We call it as a Munsell color chart to determine the soil color of different soils. Okay, then seventh is soil temperature. The temperature is also known as the heat or degree of the heat. Okay, temperature of soil is measured with the soil thermometer. The temperature of soil is highest in the afternoon. Okay, at 3 o'clock. This should be optimum temperature for the germination or growth of the crops. All the crops practically slow down their growth below the 10 degrees Celsius and above 50 degrees Celsius temperature. It is therefore necessary to know whether the soil temperature is helpful for the crop growth, plant, and microorganisms. Okay, soil temperature is also very effective regarding the crop growth and soil microorganisms because single temperature or any temperature can affect the soil growth. Okay, soil microorganisms will utilize their food. Okay, there is microbial action in the soil is more, so it also benefit for microorganisms, also benefit for the plant growth also. Okay, then soil consistency. Soil consistency is defined as the resistance of soil offered by the against forces. Okay, this is the resistance acquired by the soil. Okay, to change its structure, it is known as soil consistency. Okay, the knowledge of consistency is required to characterize the shear less strength of the soil. Okay, if you are flowing, okay, if you follow the flowing action, if you follow tillage, you know the soil consistency, whether the soil in the consistent, hard consistent, whether the soil is flat. Okay, so you have to add more power or more pressure to flow the soil or to implement the tillage implements. Okay, so it is also known by the soil consistency. Okay, then the knowledge of consistency is required to characterize the shear strength of the soil in terms of normal stress applied and water content of the soil. From the practical point of view, the sticky point provides the estimate the maximum water content in which soil, normal soil, which are the soil during the tillage. Okay, 1 minute. I have to drink water. Oh. Okay, then soil water. Okay, what is soil water? Water available in the soil or moisture present in the soil, which is present in the capillary or non-capillary pores. Okay, water which is occupies together with air with the non-solid soil porosity of soil is considered to be a prime regulator of physical and chemical processes as well as biological activities in the soil. In plant water, not only constitute a major part of the plant but also essential for photosynthesis. Okay, in the maintenance of soil's turbidity, beside and acting as a solvent of nutrient carrier. Okay, the water content of soil should be determined by the gravimetric method. There are several methods. Okay, in a field method, this is gravimetric method. This is the direct method. If you have pressure plate apparatus, there is a tensiometer. Okay, there's neutron pump method. There is all the estimate already studied in the soil science. Okay, then what are different chemical properties of the soil? Okay, Okay, regarding chemical properties, okay, buffering capacity of the soil reaction, that is pH, cation capacity, organic matter, available nitrogen, available phosphorus, potassium, all these regarding chemicals. Okay, all these regarding chemicals, these are also called as a chemical property of the soil. Okay, so first is buffering capacity of the soil. Okay, it is a property of distinct resistance to change the pH of the soil or soil solution. It is known as buffering capacity. Okay, it is a resistance or a tendency to not change the pH of the soil. It is known as buffering capacity of the soil. Okay, buffering capacity of soil depends on the its cation exchange capacity. Higher the CEC, greater will be the buffering capacity. Okay, then soil reaction, that is soil pH. Okay, soil pH properties. The acidity, neutrality, or alkalinity, or that is a salinity of soil is measured in terms of the hydrogen ion activity, that is pH. The negative logarithm of the hydrogen ion of the activity is known as pH. Okay, potence or power of the hydrogen is known as pH. Then most agricultural soils have pH varying from 4.5 to maximum 8.5. Okay. Then after categorization of the pH, we call it as alkali soil, neutral soil, acidic soil. We can categorize of the soil. Okay. The method of determination of soil pH is maybe calorimetric or potentiometric. There is a pH meter in their soil lab, so you can measure the pH in the soil. Okay. Then cation exchange capacity is known as CEC, cation exchange capacity. Okay, exchange capacity of the soil regarding cation. Though the capacity of negatively charged clays and organic matter to absorb the cations by simple physical attractive forces is known as cation exchange capacity. The CEC of the soil together with exchangeable bases provides a measure for the availability of the fertility status of the soil. CEC of soil is determined by the distillation method or by ammonium saturation method, or there is also a calorimeter or also CEC meter also is there. Okay, electron beach can be effectively measure the cation capacity. This is regarding the to determine the soil fertility status. Okay, CEC, more the CEC, more the soil fertility. Okay, in organic matter, the term soil organic matter refers to the whole non-mineral compaction of the soil and consists of essential for a crowd with a range of distinct plant, animal, tissue, fairly amorphous brown and black material normally defined as soil humus. Okay, organic matter means that organic matter or organic carbon is there present in that part. Okay, residue of plant, residue of animal. Okay, this is a decayed part. It is known as organic matter in the soil. In addition to these organic constituents, decayed plant and animal tissues, soil organic matter contains living and dead microbial tissue. The organic matter content of soil estimated by the organic carbon determined using the titrimetric method given by the Wackerly and Black in 1934 or calorimetric data in 1962. Okay, this also method can be performed in laboratory. Okay, organic matter or organic carbon can be only determined in a laboratory method. You have to bring the soil. Okay, from the field you have to crush in a pestle and mortar. Okay, so 0.1 mm sieve can be effectively used to grind this soil. Then this soil, okay, 10 gram soil is used to estimation the organic carbon, and after the estimation of organic carbon we can determine the organic matter present in the soil. Okay, you will have to perform this in a soil laboratory. Okay, then available nitrogen, available phosphorus and potassium. These are available mineral nutrients of the plant regarding plant which is available in the soil. Okay, the available nitrogen in soil refers to the fraction of the total soil nitrogen in which converted into forms of accessible to the plants. This constituted on an average only about 0.5 to 2% of the total nitrogen in the soil. The available nitrogen may be determined by the extractive method called alkaline potassium per method or incubation per method. Okay, there is a method called name as alkaline potassium magnet to determine the available nitrogen in the soil. Then available phosphorus. The term available phosphorus refers to the organic form occurring in a soil solution which is almost exclusively orthophosphate. Okay, H2PO4, HPO4. Okay, the Mies method most commonly is for determination of either by Price 1 or Olsen method. Okay, Price 1 or Olsen method. There is a different reagent can be used, and phosphorus can be effectively estimated by the spectronic meter. Okay, spectrophotometer 20 or spectrophotometer 200. There is a name instrument called as spectrophotometer. Okay, understand the spectrophotometer is used for the estimation of phosphorus in the soil and in plant also. Okay, then available potassium. Water soluble and exchangeable potassium is mostly accessible to the plants. Available K can be separated into the and immediately available, which is water soluble and exchangeable, and that has potential available and fixed. The available potassium is determined by the ammonium acetate. Okay, extraction method, and this can be estimated by the flame photometer. Okay, there is an instrument called as flame photometer is used to estimate the available potassium in the soil. Then after the calculation of the physical properties and chemical properties, you have to fill that table. Okay, texture, sand, clay fraction, texture. Okay, density, particle density, appearance gravity, bulk density, total porosity, soil color, soil consistency, soil temperature, soil water, maximum water holding capacity, field capacity, capacity of permanent building point water. This should be written in that table. And after the chemical properties are studied, after the estimation of soil pH, organic carbon, electrical conductivity, organic carbon, that is organic matter, available N, available P, available potassium, calcium carbonate, sulfur percentage, and micro elements or trace elements, ferrous, manganese, zinc, or crop. This can also be estimated, and you have to put in that table. Okay, this is regarding exercise number 4. Exercise number 5 we will study in the next class. Okay, study of package of practices for growing rabi crops. You already studied in your first semester. Okay, package of practice of already studied. You have to write. Okay, you have to write this table in your manual. Okay, I will share this manual in your WhatsApp group. Then you have to write this all this as number 5 up to 5 in your regarding next practical on Monday. Okay, तुम्हाला सगळ्यांना एक्सरसाइज नंबर 5 पर्यंत और 5 तुम्ही लिहू शकता तुम्हाला टेबल मध्ये तुम्हाला दिल्याप्रमाणे. ओके, कुठला क्रॉप पहिला वीट, त्याच्या व्हेरायटीज कुठल्या आहेत, त्याला सॉइल कशी लागतं, क्लायमेट कुठला सुटेबल आहे, सिच्युएशन कशी करतो आपण, देन सोईंग टाइम काय आहे त्याचा, देन सीड रेट फॉलोड इन वीट क्रॉप, अर्ली सोईंग, मिड लेट सोईंग और लेट सोईंग, then specific followed in wheat crop, seed treatment in wheat crop, what are the different methods of fertilizer or recommended dose of fertilizer we use in wheat crop, the intercultural operation for management of weeds, and plant protection for management of pests and diseases, and then threshing and harvesting you have to write in a table manner. Okay, तुम्हाला एक्सरसाइज नंबर 5 तुम्हाला कंप्लीट करायची आहे पुढच्या लेक्चर पर्यंत, आणि तुम्हाला ग्रुप मध्ये टाकायची आहे. आपला ग्रुप सेपरेट तुम्हाला आहे माहिती आहे 6 विषयाचा. ओके, त्या ठिकाणी टाका, ते तुमचा तोच असाइनमेंट असेल या ठिकाणी प्रॅक्टिकल कंप्लीट करणं अप टू 5 एक्सरसाइज. ओके, regarding wheat crop, rabi sorghum, oat, maize, barley, safflower, sunflower, mustard, gram, lentil, fodder crops like a sorghum per millet, you have to write separate. Okay, then we will go for exercise number 6. Okay, I will not today complete the exercise number 5 or 6 later. Okay, later Monday you have to complete this exercise. Okay, up to next practical or up to next lecture of this Agro 3611, you have to complete exercise. Okay, I will share the PDF. You have to write in your own handwriting and send a PDF. Okay, having not much size. तुम्ही त्या PDF ला तुम्ही कॉम्प्रेस करा, मॅक्सिमम 10 MB पर्यंत साईज असला पाहिजे, मला चेक करायला सोपं पडेल. आणि कोणाचं कॉपी पेस्ट करू नका, सगळ्यांनी ते कलर इमेज टाका. ओके, तुम्ही जेव्हा स्कॅन कराल PDF, त्या ठिकाणी तुमचं नाव प्रत्येक पेजला तुमचं साईन असला पाहिजे, प्रत्येक पेजला तुमचं रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर असायला पाहिजे. ओके, आणि सगळं कलर असलं पाहिजे, कलर इमेज मध्ये. ओके, ब्लॅक अँड व्हाईट नको, कॉपी पेस्ट करू नका कोणाचं, तिथे क्लिअर दिसलं पाहिजे. तुम्ही जर मर्ज कराल PDF लगेच ओळखण्यात येईल. तुमचं सबमिशन घेणार नाही, मॅन्युअलचं मार्क देणार नाही. ओके, तुमची मिड सुद्धा सेमिस्टर आहे पुढच्या या महिन्यात सुद्धा. बिफोर द मिड सेमिस्टर यू हॅव टू सबमिट द अप टू 5 एक्सरसाइज नंबर. ओके, 5 तुम्हाला सबमिट करायचे आहेत सोमवारपर्यंत. ओके, आय हॅव स्टॉप द शेअर. सगळ्यांनी आपला व्हिडिओ ऑन करा आणि कोणाला काही अडचण असेल ते विचारा. ओके, जे मुलं युट्यूबला आता लाईव्ह आहेत त्यांनी सुद्धा युट्यूबच्या कमेंट बॉक्स मध्ये तुम्ही क्वेश्चन टाकू शकता, आणि जे मुलं आता झूमला लाईव्ह आहेत, ओके, त्यांनी चॅट बॉक्स मध्ये टाका क्वेश्चन रिगार्डिंग रायटिंग ऑफ द मॅन्युअल अप टू 5 एक्सरसाइज, किंवा काही जर कोणाला डाऊट असेल ते विचारू शकता. ओके, आणि जे युट्यूबला लाईव्ह आहेत त्यांनी कमेंट बॉक्स मध्ये त्यांचं नाव टाका, त्याच्यानंतर तुमची मला अटेंडन्स कळेल. फक्त एकच दाखवता युट्यूबला, प्रशांत महाजन ACR 57 2018, त्याची एकट्याची प्रेझेंट लागेल, आणि जे झूमला त्याची अटेंडन्स लागेल, बाकी यांची कोणाची अटेंडन्स लागणार नाही. लक्षात ठेवा. आणि परत म्हणू नका की आम्ही युट्यूबला लेक्चर अटेंड केला म्हणून. कोणाला काय डाऊट असेल लगेच विचारा आणि सगळ्यांनी व्हिडिओ ऑन ठेवा. एक्सरसाइज नंबर 5 रिपीट करा. ओके, त्या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला बघा एक्सरसाइज 5 नंबर मध्ये तुम्हाला परत शिकवणारच आहोत, पण त्यासाठी तुम्हाला ते कम्प्लीट करून लिहायचं आहे. ओके, त्या ठिकाणी टेबल दिलेले आहे रिगार्डिंग डिफरंट क्रॉप्स. ओके, जे पण तुम्ही ऑलरेडी शिकलेले आहेत 4th सेमिस्टरच्या रबी सीझन मध्ये. ओके, AGRO-36 या कोर्स तुम्ही शिकलेले आहेत. ओके, रिगार्डिंग रबी क्रॉप्स त्याचं प्रोडक्शन टेक्नॉलॉजी तुम्ही शिकले. त्या ठिकाणी तुम्हाला व्हेरायटीज कुठल्या आहेत व्हीट क्रॉपच्या, सॉइल कशी लागते त्याला, क्लायमेट का सुटेबल आहे. ओके, सीड प्रिपरेशन म्हणजे काय, कसं त्यामध्ये आपण करू शकतो, ते सोईंग टाइम काय आहे त्याचा, अर्ली सोईंग, लेट सोईंग, मिड लेट सोईंग. ओके, देन सीड रेट अकॉर्डिंग टू देअर सोईंग टाइप और सोईंग टाइम, देन स्पेसिंग, सीड ट्रीटमेंट आपण काय काय करतो, कशी करतो, त्यासाठी करतो. यू हॅव टू राईट इन शॉर्ट. ओके, शॉर्ट मध्ये तुम्हाला लिहायचं आहे, जास्त लिहायची गरज नाही. शॉर्ट मध्ये लिहा तेव्हा तुम्हाला कळेल व्यवस्थित. ओके, यू हॅव टू राईट इन शॉर्ट ऑल द टेबल रिगार्डिंग व्हीट क्रॉप. आता या ठिकाणी रबी सोरोगम आहे, इवन ओट क्रॉप आहे, ग्राम क्रॉप आहे, मेज क्रॉप आहे, और बार्ली, सॅफ्लॉवर, सनफ्लॉवर, मस्टर्ड, ग्राम, लेंटिल. ओके, आणि रिगार्डिंग फॉडर क्रॉप, जेवढे फॉडर क्रॉप्स आहे, सोरगमचं पर मिनिट लिहायची गरज नाही. ओके, per minute maize you can write in also separate table also. Okay, but regarding grasses marवे grass, sniper grass, you have to write separate table. Okay, अशा प्रकारे 5 विषय तुम्हाला कंप्लीट करायची आहे बिफोर द टीचिंग. तुम्ही जे कंप्लीट कराल तेच मला प्रेझेंट तुम्हाला करू शकतो तुमच्या नेक्स्ट लेक्चर मध्ये फास्ट मध्ये. ओके, अजून काय कोणाला डाऊट आहे का? पुढच्या सोमवारपर्यंत तुम्हाला ते कंप्लीट करायचं आहे. त्याचं कंप्लीट होणार नाही, त्याचं सबमिशन घेणार नाही. संडे पासून तुम्ही सबमिट करू शकता अप टू लास्ट डेट मंडेला सकाळी 9 वाजेपर्यंत फक्त. त्याच्यानंतर तुम्ही सबमिट केलेले ग्राह्य धरणार नाही. ओके, सगळ्यांचे व्हिडिओ ऑन ठेवा. अनुराधा यादव, एसीआर 30, एसीआर 99, एसीआर 115, एसीआर 58, एसीआर 89, एसीआर 105, ज्यांचे व्हिडिओ ऑन राहणार त्यांचे अटेंडन्स लावणार नाही. सगळ्यांनी व्हिडिओ ऑन ठेवा. जे युट्यूबला आहेत त्यांनी त्याचे नाव मेन्शन करा कमेंट बॉक्स मध्ये. ओके, व्हिडिओ ऑन ठेवा, मला अटेंडन्स घेऊ द्या. बऱ्याच लोकांचे व्हिडिओ ऑन नाही आहे. एसीआर D7, एसीआर 31. तुमची अटेंडन्स तुम्हाला ठेवायची असेल तिथे ठेवा चालू, आणि नका ठेवू, काही फरक पडणार नाही आम्हाला. त्याच्या अटेंडन्स लागणार जाईल. ओके, अटेंडन्स घेतला जाणार नाही त्यांची. कोणाला डाऊट आहे लिहिण्याबद्दल विचारा. नसतील काही तरी तुमचा व्हिडिओ ऑन ठेवा. परत काय मेसेज करू नका पर्सनल माझा व्हिडिओ ऑन होता नव्हता म्हणून. ओके, जेवढं त्यांची ब्राईटनेस लागणार फक्त. ओके, lecture is ended.